Okay, all right. So after launching our amazing, energizing jingle for the call for Transfer Network, we can finally start this webinar. And we greet you from a very gloomy Paris. So let's write in the chat where are you connecting from. Let's see, we already saw some nice messages. Okay, so we don't see the slides now. We need to reshare.
In a second.
Yeah. We'll be sharing the slides in a while. But yeah, that's Valencia, Spain, Croatia, France, Denmark, Berlin. Good morning, everyone. Strasbourg, Ukraine, Spain again. Nice. Okay, so now we're good to start. Do you see the slides? Ghent, Belgium, Serbia. Yes, they do. Amazing. Okay, so we're ready to start with, we can go on with the slides. We, first of all, want to know who is in the Zoom. So I have a couple of questions for you. I will launch the first question. Let's see if the internet is with us. Do you see the question? Yes, you do. Okay, so who is with us today? Candidate lead partners, we have a few. Candidate project partners, also a good number, nice. Experts, possible experts, candidates, and others. Okay, interesting. We have more project partners than lead partners. For the moment, we have quite a few possible experts. Okay, interesting. And then we go on. I have a second. Yeah, I can share the results with you. I hope you see the results. And I will launch the second question. There you go. The second question is, did you participate to the previous session that was back in April on the 23rd? Okay, nice. The majority didn't. So this will be a nice occasion to refresh a little bit some topics and notions about this call, and then go on with the actual topic for today. Okay. And I will show the results. Yeah, so we have quite a high number of people that didn't attend the first one. So, but no worries, we will be repeating some of the basics of the call, and then we will go on with the topic for today. Okay, so we're ready to start with, yeah, sorry, I have to close it from here. Okay, let's go on. Internet is not internet. Okay, so this is the agenda for today. We will have a refresh about the URBAC program. We will see what's in it for cities with this new call for transfer networks, the actual journey of the cities who will be taking part in this call, how you will be able to shape your network activities, and then the expertise support, since we also see that some possible experts are connected with us. Okay. So the URBACT program, I'm sure many of you already know the program, but just to refresh, the URBACT program is active since 2002, and it's a European Territorial Cooperation Program. It's funded by different entities, the European Regional Development Fund, Instrument of Pre-Accession Assistance, and Neighbor Development and International Cooperation Instruments, with the main objective of promoting sustainable urban development in Europe. So, as I was mentioning, since 2002, it involved over 1,000 cities, even more, in networks, more than 150 networks. They collaborate among themselves, they share knowledge in order to increase their skills for a more sustainable development. Our main strands of activities are three: capacity building and activities and tools. You have some of them mentioned here. Summer universities are events dedicated to urban cities and cities involved in urban networks in order to increase their skills. National campuses are organized by the national urban points, which are local entities in each country, and those are delivered in national languages, so very, very useful. And then you have the Urbac Toolbox, which is an online section on our website with many, many tools to help you with your activities on a daily basis, and online courses as well. The second strand of activity is the knowledge uptake and sharing. Again, you have the Knowledge Hub, which is always on our webpage, with many articles, studies, and latest news on a variety of topics, very hot topics for European cities. You have events such as the Urban City Festival. The last one was in Wrocław, Poland last month. We had a blast. We had around 600 cities with us. It was amazing. And again, we share knowledge, and that one was especially dedicated to good practices awarded last year. We will come back to that. Another example of events is the Urban Policy Labs, or EU City Labs. We organized 5 different EU City Labs between 2023 and 2024, and those were focusing on sustainable food systems and energy transition. And we will have another one coming up in the next months about mobility, sustainable mobility. You also have, of course, thematic reports, as I was saying, articles and courses. And the third, but not least, strand of activity is the networks. We support networks of European cities to exchange and grow together. And this is the most important for today's meeting. So next slide, please. As you can see, we have different types of networks, 3 especially. The first one is action planning networks, is for cities and stakeholders. The first call was in 2023, it's closed, and the second one will be in the spring of 2026. The second, and the one we're focusing on today, is transfer networks. This is for cities that want to share and adapt and transfer a good practice that's already established, that's already working well in another lead city. And the call opened in April, the 1st of April. It will be closing soon at the end of the month of June. And the third one is innovation transfer networks. It's for cities that want to adopt an urban innovative action project. That one is closed. It closed in spring of 2024, and the innovation transfer networks are currently developing their activities. So yeah, the transfer networks are our focus for today. And as I was mentioning, if you want to apply, if you already did so, you will be transferring a good practice. Last year, Urbact awarded 116 Urbact good practices in 99 cities in 25 countries. And if you apply to the call, you will have the opportunity to transfer those good practices that are already working in European cities. You will have the opportunity to transfer it, to learn from them, and transfer it into your city. So that's the focus of this call. And now I will pass the floor to Evgenia, who will be giving you a little bit more of insights and more useful information about the call, and especially exchanges, opportunities, and the transfer journey.
Thank you, Camilla, and hello to everybody. So what is a transfer network? You have seen a bit, for those who have participated before, you have seen this infographic. It's self-explanatory. So there is the Urbact Good Practice City who has the good practice and wants to transfer it to the transfer cities who are the partners of the network. So this is a process that this is two-direction process. So the transfer is indeed happening from the good practice city to the transfer cities, but there are exchanges on both sides, because the lead partner, who is the good practice city, also learns from all the partners that are members of the network. And also the partners among themselves exchange and learn all along the journey of the network. So very, very briefly, a reminder of the main features of the call, what you have to keep in mind. So the partnership is composed by 6 to 8 partners maximum, including the good practice city. Eligible lead partner is a city among the 116 good practices that were selected last year. Eligible partners, all EU cities, Switzerland, Norway, EPA and NDC countries. Camilla also referred to this a few minutes ago. The duration of the network is 30 months, starting from the beginning of November until end of April of 2028, and the budget for each network is 750,000 euros. So also a brief reminder on the eligibility requirements regarding the partnership, because sometimes they can be tricky, some people can be confused, but you have everything here explained clearly. So again, only cities that have been selected as a good practice can be lead partners. So create a network of a transfer network. A city can be a candidate lead partner only for one transfer network. They cannot be lead partners in more, but they can be just partners, transfer partners in another network. So this is possible. A beneficiary can be partnered in maximum 2 approved networks. And also very important, a partnership, so a network, cannot include more than 1 partner from the same country. There is also what we call non-city partner allowed to be part of the network, but only 1 per network. For more details on this, you can go back to the resources we have on the website, the documents of the call and the previous, also the recording and the material from the previous info session.
Exactly. Because the first info session was focusing on how to build an effective partnership. So you have everything on the website. If you want to go back and have more info about the partnership, you have everything there.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Camilla, for those who were not here last time. So there is also what we call geographical balance. It's a very important eligibility criterion as well. So at least 6 different countries, when we speak of a network of 6, let's take this example, of which at least 2 countries from EU member states, at least. So there can be more, obviously. And this includes also the good practice city. Among the EU partners, who are minimum 2, as we just said, at least half should be located in less developed and transition EU regions. So this is all. I think we can finish with this. So just have in mind that in terms of assessment, because these are the eligibility requirements, but when we come to the assessment, once the project is selected, is validated, it is eligible. So it's important to see also that there is a diverse partnership. So it's an assessment criterion. So why to apply? Why apply to a transfer network when you are a good practice city? So here you will have the opportunity to lead and mentor a process of learning with peer cities across Europe. You will have visibility and communication activities provided by the program. You will have the opportunity to try and test new methods and further develop what you have already as a good practice. And of course, upscale and improve during all this process of the network. Getting, of course, inputs from your partner cities. A transfer city. For a transfer city, it's the opportunity to adapt and reuse, so tested, effective practices from the lead partner. Of course, to tackle a specific challenge they have at home and to learn. And from the process, this is the essence of the URBAC networks, and documented through a transfer plan. We will come back to this later on with more details. During this process, you have support from experts that the program provides to you. You will have your local stakeholders on board. You will create the space of the group where they will participate and they will fit in the project. And all this will happen in a safe space for experimentation. So how to transfer? Let's see the transfer journey and its different stages. So as I said before, it will start so November 2025, and the first stage, it's the understand stage that will last for 10 months. So here is the moment, these 10 months, when everybody gets a real understanding, a deep understanding of the good practice, and where the methodology is designed, co-designed by the network partners for the transfer of the practice, and where exchange and learning starts happening. Also, it's the moment when the URBACT local groups are set up, and then you have another 12 months, so it's the adapt stage. It's 1 year where breaking down of the good practice into modules. This is the most important part of the methodology. It's the basics of the methodology happens. So here you will focus on the adaptation of the good practice to the local contexts, and of course, all this with the engagement of the stakeholders, with testing activities, and all of this, of course, will be while documenting all the process. And the last stage, let me just correct my screen. I'm sorry, it's the reuse. The last 8 months. So you have understood, you have adapted, you have broken into modules, the good practice, and then you will focus on finalizing plans, drawing lessons for the future. So you will focus on the next steps, what happens after the end of the project, how to share your results with an external audience, and how to upscale and expand, improve the good practice. Okay, all of this, of course, involves deliverables. So at network level, you will have a transferability study that will be put together, created, produced at the understand stage, a communication plan, also it's an output, a deliverable of the understand stage. You will host transnational network meetings. You will organize, and they will be hosted by different partners. There are at least 6. You will produce the quarterly network journals. This will come during the understand and adapt stage. It will be in total 6, and also network articles, and at the end, the final network report. So all this happened at network level. At local level, each partner, it means so what happens in each partner city, transfer city, you will create an URBACT local group. So it's where stakeholders come together and they co-create your deliverables and participate in all the work of the project. You will also produce a transfer plan. This is the roadmap and the report. These are a bit technical terms, but you will get acquainted as time goes by, and as you read and you are more exposed to all the documents regarding the call. This is for transfer partners, and the improvement plan for the good practice cities. So transfer plan, how the good practice will be transferred. This is the main output for the cities, transfer cities, the improvement plan, how to upscale, how to improve. This is what the good practice lead partners will seek to produce. And so we're entering, now we have entered already the core of today's info session, so exchange and learning. Apart from these fundamental and required deliverables, you will be you will have the opportunity and you are expected to add your customized set of exchange and learning activities and communication activities. So what you have in mind to carry out with your partners? How do you think different tools can be used, different methods or events, or we will see this in more detail in a while. So let's focus a bit on the transferability study, because this is one of the main deliverables of the understand stage. So it's what will happen at the very beginning. So this is the document. It's a co-creation. It's important to say this. It will be supported also by your lead expert. We will come to this later on today. What is the transferability study? So first of all, a detailed description of the good practice. This is very important because we are in the understand stage. Everybody has to have a very good understanding of the good practice and its transfer potential. And all of this placed in the context of the EU urban policy priorities. The transferability study also will include a review of the transfer context in each of the transfer partner cities. And this will happen also through city visits during this first stage of the journey. The lead partner and the lead expert will go on the spot and see and visit the cities to have a good view and a real understanding of the local context. Also, the transferability study will include the network's bespoke exchange and learning methodology. And here is where assets and barriers to transfer and implementation will be identified. So the transferability study highlights these assets and barriers. This is important. Also takes account of key factors as local strategic priorities. These are important elements of the transferability study. You will have all this, of course, you have them in the call documents, but it's important to stress again here. The level of political support is very important to be identified and mentioned in the transferability study, and the potential funding sources. And this is what sets the basis for the network roadmap. So what will happen, what the work plan of the network will be in terms of activities at transnational and local level, how the journey will be organized. So we come back to what I mentioned before, transfer plan for transfer cities. This is one of the deliverables at local level. So each transfer partner will produce the transfer plan. So this is the reason, I mean, the main output you have to have in mind since the beginning. It will happen it will be ready at the end, but since the beginning, so you need to think that there will be a needs analysis included in the transfer plan, a description again of the good practice, a detailed outline of the modules, because this is how you will manage to transfer it. Not everybody transferred the whole good practice. Each partner selects the modules that are important, realistic, feasible for them, and meaningful. And yeah, so the transfer plan also details the partnership delivery model. So defines roles and responsibilities, how it will happen, but who will do what. Will include the schedule of activities, the outputs, the outcomes, the lessons learned during the transfer process, and the expected ways to further work on the good practice after the end of the network. So this is where everything is gathered, documented, and yeah, the transfer plan. And for the lead partners, we have an improvement plan, because this is the homework for the lead partner. They will also produce a plan, because for them, it's the process will involve tailoring the good practice needs and priorities, then determining the own set of activities, and also will have the opportunity to enhance the city profile. So it will be a tool also to showcase and gather suggestions. This will also be included in the plan for improvement. This will be a result of the network's peer review activities. And of course, upscaling and further improving, sustaining the good practice. Okay, bear with us a bit more because now we will enter in more details. This is a very, it's the basic infographic we use because this shows the essential part of how the exchange and learning happens, because no matter what you do, what kind of activities you have in mind, you plan, you organize, there should always be this back and forth from network to local level. So everything that happens at the transnational activities will come back to your city, to the URBACT local group, and then again, so this is a back and forth feeding in each other's work. So transnational exchange and learning at the network level and back to the local group work, the stakeholders.
We also have questions about URBACT local groups, what they are, because some maybe are not familiar with this term. So we will explain this in a while.
Yeah, we'll come back to this in a while. Okay, so I think that here it's important to mention, we say tailor-made. There is no standard, there is no single preferred methodological approach for this. So there are different ways to carry out transfer work, and there is no limit to this. So innovative models, creative approaches are welcome in URBACT. You have probably heard of this. As long as the methodology that you propose is realistic, it's clearly explained and has a rationale. It's important also to showcase, to stress the success factors of effective learning in relation to the theme of the network. And keep in mind this continuous flow between transnational and local level. Okay, so maybe we should move on. And some more elements regarding the network activities. You can have different formats of transnational activities in terms of length. How long should they be? How many days should they last? I mean, more or less, it's standard, but you are not limited. They should be interactive, stimulating, enjoyable. You're there to learn. It's an exchange and learning program. So this is where everything happens, and it has to happen in a nice way that boosts motivation and stimulates everybody. Then the thematic focus, then it can also change from meeting to meeting, from activity to activity, depending on who is on board, who participates in each meeting, because sometimes you can bring stakeholders. These are members of your local group. The question you asked, the local stakeholders from each city, experts' inputs, peer reviews exercise. I mean, you have many different formats that you can pick from and build your personalized, let's say, activity, exchange and learning activity. And here, once again, there is the local stakeholders should have a key role, because these are the people who will also support locally the development of the project and in future as well. Think of advanced planning. This is always a good advice when you plan activities. And different tools to manage all this. So in shaping your network activities, you can pick tools that make sense to you. But for example, as simple as that, pre and post meeting briefing notes. So what will happen, what happened, to capture and document the exchange and learning rationale. Sounds simple. It's essential. Different tools to capture learning also can include key learning points for each partner. So actions to be carried out at local level. So to have a record of the history of learning and monitor the actions. What were we supposed to do? Did we do it? When? Etc. throughout the journey. And of course, you can use support and follow-up material, handouts, whatever can help the design and the participants to have the debrief locally. So you are at the phase of the application. How all this should be taken into consideration now? What are you supposed to do right now? Because all this will happen, but we're not there yet. So as you think and you prepare for all this, study all the activities described in the guide for applicants to the call for the transfer networks. This is a basic document that will help you a lot. Check the questions in the application form. I remind you that it is an annex to the terms of reference of the call. And examine the assessment criteria also in the terms of reference. Just a note here, so the exchange and learning activities are 15%. They have a 15% weight in the assessment criteria. And of course, you go from document to document and again back to see if you have missed something or if you don't understand something. In the application form, you go back to the guide, etc. Okay, so just before concluding this part, keep in mind that the transfer and improvement plans, so the main deliverable of the network, is a driver for these transnational exchange activities that you are planning. So keep it in mind. What are we trying to do? We will produce this. How are we going to produce it? The journey. So it's a shared experience for sure, but it's unique for every one of you, every partner, and adaptation is important. Adaptation of the original good practice is important so that it is possible to reuse in a meaningful way at local in the local context. And of course, the lessons learned. I mean, how all of this fuels the creativity, the learning. It's during the transnational meetings, the transnational activities, partners will be inspired to adapt this knowledge at local level, develop the skills. So this is why it's really important to make this process work in a way that really leads to a good design and a good transfer process with your peers. Okay, thank you for hanging on until now. Yeah. Let's have a break for questions, Camilla.
Yes.
Yeah,
we did receive some questions. Most of them are quickly answered to by Maria Laura, project officer.
But we thank a lot.
Efficiently. But maybe it's worth mentioning a couple of them. We have, for example, a question about when they will have the answer if a network is approved and when they can start working together after the application is done.
Okay, so it was answered, I see already.
Yeah, it was answered. But maybe
this will happen.
It's useful to mention it for people that are.
Yeah, of course. So this will happen in October. So after the monitoring committee of the program approves, selects the transfer networks that will start operating from the 1st of November. So just after the meeting of the monitoring committee, the day of the approval, we will inform all the partners, all the selected projects, and those that were not selected as well.
Exactly. And also that the approved networks will be around 25.
Yes.
Another question we had is how many requests for partnership we can send? Is it possible to send more than one as project partners?
So,
Yeah, you can send as many as you want. There is no limit, but bear in mind that you cannot be accepted for more than 2 networks as partners. And of course, the good practices can be just one network. And let's see if we have. Yeah, we do have a very fresh question in the form. We need to link to the cohesion policy objectives and the European urban policy context. Does this mean we should refer only to things outside cohesion policy, like the urban agenda? What else counts? How precise should we be? Should we link to the good practice or the transfer network? It's unclear whether we should answer from the perspective of the transfer or the good practice.
Transfer
Very
all the
good
good
question.
practice. Okay, so this is something to be, you're asking regarding the application, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's important for the good practice to have this context explained clearly, and it goes together with the network. So the rationale, the idea, the proposal of the network should also be inscribed in the EU policy context. I don't know if this is clear, but have it in mind for both. I mean, when you design your you fill in your application, it's something that has to be explained. Yeah, globally, it's why this good practice and why these partners.
Exactly. Okay, and that's it for now. I think we can go on with the following sections of today's webinar.
And we come to expertise because there are many things happening, expected from you, but you will not be alone. The good news is that the program provides you with expertise support. And what does it mean? So the expertise support that the program offers, it's the equivalent of 120,000 euros additionally to the budget of the network, which means that we directly contract experts, and this corresponds to up to 160 expertise days for the whole journey. So you don't have to do anything but participate in the selection of these experts, but all the contracting, all the administrative part is done by us. So you will have, I mean, each network will have a lead expert who will support it over the entire duration. So all the 30 months of the network from the beginning to the end. And during this journey, you will have ad hoc experts coming in. So when you need specific support on a particular subject, methodology, whatever punctual ad hoc expertise need you may have. And another thing to say here is that these experts are selected from the Airbact for pool of validated experts. So this pool of experts is available on the Airbact website, so you can go and see as well and have a look and on the experts of Airbact. Here there are more details about this, what this expertise support involves. So you will have support for all the outputs of the network. So starting with the transferability study, the lead expert will help put it together, organize it, and deliver it. It is a co-creation of lead partner and project partners, but it's the lead expert who puts this together and delivers it. Also, support with the development of the network methodology in general, including the modularization, support with setting up and sustaining your local groups, Airbact local groups, so your stakeholder groups at home, expertise for the transnational exchange and learning activities. So again, today's subject, you will have expertise support to further develop it from the beginning. Thematic expertise also is provided. You will have support in what we call the integrated and participatory approach is a very, very essential part of the URBACT projects. You will have support for your final outputs, and they will also participate experts in the program level activities. They will support with your testing actions. So they will be there for you. How to select them? This is how it will happen for this call. You, at this stage of the application, you will have to express the expertise needs and the criteria for the selection. So what do you expect as your expert to have as qualifications, thematic expertise, etc. Just a parenthesis here, because there is a difference between the transfer networks and previous APEN networks for those who have experience from the action planning networks, partners or experts that are now with us. The lead expert of a transfer network is less an expert of in a thematic point of view, because we have the good practice city who already know their topic, and this is quite well covered. But so the lead expert is more an expert of as a coach, facilitator, and support for the methodology of the transfer. This is something to keep in mind. You check the expertise framework and that as outlined in the terms of reference. If you have any questions about how the experts should be. And then after the approval of the transfer networks, so in October, the experts among those who are validated in the URBACT pool will be invited to express their interest in becoming lead expert of a transfer network. There will be a short call for this, open to all validated experts, and then the Secretariat will review the suitability in coherence with the application form, and the final selection will be agreed with the lead partner based on interviews with candidates. So that was short. Do we have any other questions, Camila?
We have a question about the involvement of the experts. So the support in the definition of the network methodology takes place once the transfer network proposal has been selected for funding. The lead experts are supposed not to intervene in the proposal writing and developing.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you for this comment, which is absolutely the case. So the lead expert of a network should not be involved in the application phase of the project.
That happens afterwards.
Yes, it happens afterwards.
We have another question. If there is a minimum number of ad hoc experts that can be contracted or has to be contracted?
Yes, so we say that you have the possibility of to have ad hoc experts, but yeah, you're supposed to have at least 2 ad hoc experts during the journey of the transfer.
Okay.
So you have your lead expert, and you have also you have a diversity of inputs and expertise, actually.
And then we have a question about partnership mostly. What happens if a partner leaves the network after the project has been approved? For example, because they applied with multiple networks and got accepted for another one, they choose to go to the other one.
Yeah, this is something that I don't know if it was tackled last time. Yeah. So you should be, this is a bit tricky for the lead partner, so it's good to have some plan B candidates cities, because, and also it's important for the partner cities to have in mind when they apply to different partnerships. So not to drop a partnership and put it to risk. And the lead partner should also have this in mind, to have some candidates in mind to balance.
Yeah. So there will be the possibility to make some slight changes if this happens in the very beginning of the network. So it's good to think about this option. It can happen. So yeah, to have some other cities ready to join you in case, just in case.
So yeah, also be, let's say, reasonable and think of when you apply. So just not apply to too many and say, okay, doesn't matter. So be a bit, I mean, limit your applications to the networks that you really, really want to be a part of.
Yeah. And we have a last question. How will digital transition be addressed by the networks? Not sure how to answer this. Is it related to the online meetings that we will have?
Oh, thank you very much also for this question. So we have in Urbact 4 what we call the cross-cutting priorities. It's for all the calls and all the types of networks. So, and this is also something that also the good practice will have the opportunity to add to their practice during the journey. So you're expected to somehow mainstream these topics. So it's digital transition, but also gender equality, and also help me, Camila, because now it is
green transition.
Green transition. So digital, green, and gender. So yeah, you have to keep it in mind during all the journey and while designing your outputs.
Yeah, because some good practices are very specific on a certain topic. I don't know, like how to integrate youth into policy making. So all those other 3 branches of topics are to be included somehow, because some of the practices maybe just left it behind, but it's always good to also include those into your activities.
And you will have support from the program and in terms of expertise about that as well.
Yeah. And we have a very last question. Where can we find the database of good practices? This was tackled the last time in April, because we mentioned like ways of building your partnerships, but everything is on our website under knowledge on the main menu, good practices, and you can filter by last year awarded practices, so 2024 practices, and search by countries or by thematic, and everything is there for you. And you will also see if partnerships are already completed under one lead, like the one good practice as already a completed partnership, you will see that, or the ones that are currently looking for partners, you will see all of that. Okay, we're done with the questions.
Great. So yeah, so a reminder of your main resources. This is already the end of today's presentation, almost, not yet. When you think where to start from, maybe some of you have started already, we hope, with your application. It's something that you can start, save, and go back to in Synergy. But we will have also other info sessions on that, on the platform. So the main resources, it's the database. Camila just spoke about it, terms of reference of the call, the guide for applicants, program manual, and the guide to Synergy. These are all resources that you can find in our Get Involved page on the website. Or if you cannot find what you're looking for, you just contact us on this email address, tn@urbact.eu. And
we're at the end, the real end now. We do have other appointments. As you can see here, you have the old list. The 23rd of April, we talked about how to build a partnership. You find everything on the website, the slides and all the information. Today's appointment, we will be uploading the recording, the slides on the website. The next one is on the 17th of June. You will be talking about the application, because there will be seriously time to apply, and the first troubleshooting meeting. And then the last one is on the 21st of June. Again, a final troubleshooting to align to make the final adjustments. As Evgenia was mentioning, everything is available for you on the Get Involved page on our website. You can find the database of good practices. You can find the code, the terms of reference, and even the experts talent pool is there. If you have any questions, any additional doubts, you can always contact us via tn@urbact.eu.
And last but not least, don't forget your national Urbact points. It's for information and support in your language. You may contact your NUPs, as we call them, and here is the link. It's always on the Urbact website. You will have the slides anyway afterwards, so all this will be shared with you.
Exactly. So we do have a final question, which is being answered, but maybe we can also tackle it. If we become a partner in one of the practices, do we have to go to the city that is spreading the practice? If we have to go, does Urbact support us with the costs?
Yeah. So this will be your very first transnational meeting. This is where you will start with. So the Good Practice City will host the first deep dive meeting for everybody to visit the good practice, and yeah, this is the very beginning. It's a good question, of course, and
Exactly.
everything starts from there. So the costs, yeah, of course, they're eligible. They are part of your budget.
Yeah. At the end, it's all about learning, getting to know the practice and how to best transfer it to your city. So yeah, for sure, you will be going there, you will be seeing with your own eyes and find the best way to take it back to your own city. Okay, that's all for the questions. And it's all from our side as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do not hesitate to send us your questions even after this info session, of course. And do we have anything else?
No questions in the chat, not in the question and answer. Exactly. For any doubt, any additional information that you might need, contact us, tn@urbact.eu. You will find all the useful documents and information on the Get Involved page on our website. And that's it. From our side.
Yeah, I will finish with a don't. It's not nice, but don't wait for last minute to start your application. Ideally, you will come to the next info session with your questions already. So get acquainted with the platform and good luck.
Yeah. And we'll be seeing you on the 17th of June, hopefully. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you.